Hello everyone, my name is Sakshi Jagdahe and today's topic the body cavity. Body cavity is providing housing and the protection to the housing and the protection to the vital organs. Body cavity divided into two parts. This is the dorsal body cavity and the uh, ventral body cavity. We see one by one. First, dorsal body cavity. Dorsal body cavity is located along the dorsal surface of the human body, and this cavity is the bones of the cranial portion of the skull and the vertebral column. And dorsal body cavity divided into two parts. That is a cranial cavity and the spinal portion. Cranial cavity contain the brain, and the spinal portion contain the spinal cord, which is extension of the brain. And cranial cavity means the cranial cavity is the present inside the space inside the bony skull. And cranial cavity protect the brain. Eight fused cranial bones are present together from the cranial cavity. That is the frontal, occipital, sphenoid, and the ethmoid bones, and two bones each of the parietal and temporal bones. And this cavity is the adult human ad, this cavity capacity of the adult human cranial cavity is the 1200 to 1700 centimeters cube. And second is the uh, and second is the spinal cavity. Spinal cavity, the spinal canal is the space in vertebrae through which the spinal cord passes. And then this canal cavity is enclosed within the vertebral foramen of the vertebrae. And then ventral body cavity. Ventral body cavity is much larger than the dorsal body cavity, and contains the all structures within the chest, abdomen. That is a visceral organs are present. And this cavity present anterior surface of the torso, and divided into diaphragm muscles into upper thoracic cavity and abdominopelvic cavity. Thoracic cavity is the separated from the rest by the dome-shaped muscles and the diaphragms. And organs found in thoracic cavity is the organs found in the thoracic cavity is the chest contain trachea, bronchi, lungs, and the esophagus. Then heart, great blood vessels, thymus gland, lymph nodes and nerves, etc. are present in the thoracic cavity. And thoracic cavity contains smaller cavities, that is pleural cavity and pericardial cavity. In pleural cavities contain the heart, and the and in cavity is the surrounded of the lungs. And the pericardial cavity contain the heart. That is the pleural cavity surrounded both the pleural and pericardial cavities. And then mediastinum. Mediastinum is the term that separate the lung and right and left ventricles in the thoracic cavity. And it contain in mediastinum contains the heart. Mediastinum contain the heart, great blood vessels of the heart, and the esophagus, nerves, and the cardiac nerves, thoracic ducts, thymus, and lymph nodes of the central chest. And then abdominopelvic is the Abdominopelvic is the cavity consists of the this cavity consists of the abdominopelvic cavity and the pelvic cavity. It contains the stomach, spleen, gallbladder, kidneys, and most of the small and large intestines. It contain this cavity contains also contains the urinary bladder and internal reproductive organs. And this this abdominal pelvic cavity divided into further divided into two types: abdominal cavity and the pelvic cavity. uh, abdom- abdominal cavity is the abdominal cavity is the largest body cavity in the human body, and the pelvic cavity and the pelvic cavity contain colon, rectum, urinary bladders, and uterus in the females. Thank you.